Hi everyone, this is Maor. Today I want to dive into a very bold idea, the quantum biology of breatharianism. For me, the value of breatharianism is not in proving, look at me, I fast most of the time and stuff like that. The value is in the questions it raises. Things like, how dependent are we emotionally on food? How much of our hunger is physical and how much of it is mental? Can we feel deeply nourished by silence, nature, and love? Can we reset our relationship with consumption in general, not just food, but media, drama, and stimulation overall? Now, let's hypothetically talk about the quantum biology of nourishment, how your body relates to light, how your cells are actually little engines of energy, and what it might mean to draw energy from something beyond just physical food. Before we go anywhere, I want to be very, very clear. What we're doing here is exploring ideas. So most people, when they hear the word breatharianism, they have one reaction. How can someone live without food? Where would the energy come from? So first, let's start with what mainstream biology actually says. Your body runs on energy called ATP. You can think of ATP as tiny batteries inside every cell. And you've probably heard the word ATP in the past. Every thought, every heartbeat, every breath, every little movement of your finger, all of it spends ATP. Who makes most of this ATP? Tiny structures inside our cells called mitochondria. Each cell can have hundreds or even thousands of mitochondria. They take the nutrients from food, mostly glucose and fats, they use oxygen, and so far, this is standard biology. There's nothing mystical here whatsoever. But if we look a little deeper, something beautiful appears. Mitochondria are not just little furnaces. They are mostly tiny, highly organized quantum machines. Inside their inner membranes, there is an electron transport chain. Electrons move step by step along proteins, and this movement creates an electrical gradient. That gradient is used to charge up ATP, our little energy batteries. Now, here's the important part. Where do these electrons come from? They come from food. And where does the energy in your food come from? It comes from the sun. Plants, fruits, vegetables, they all store sunlight in the form of chemical bonds. So, in a very real sense, the electrons flowing in your mitochondria are recycled sunlight. That's why I like to call mitochondria light engines. They are transforming organized energy that began its journey as photons from the sun. Every modern research shows that living cells emit ultra-weak light called biophotons. Thus, our body is not just chemistry, our body is also a subtle field of light. This is something that we can slowly train ourselves to absorb light and less food. Let's make this very simple with an example you can picture. The apple. A tree stands in the sun. Its leaves capture photon through photosynthesis. That light energy gets stored in the apple as sugars and other molecules. You pick up the apple, you take a bite. Your digestive system breaks it down into glucose and nutrients. The glucose goes to your cells. Your mitochondria uses it to generate ATP. So what actually happened is that the sun emitted light. The tree captured that light and stored it as a chemical energy. You ate the apple, your body released that stored sunlight and turned it into life energy. So even if you completely mainstream biology, we can honestly say you are already living off sunlight indirectly. You're just doing it through food. From a breatharian perspective, this raises the big question. Is it possible for the body to interact with energy more like a tree and less like a hungry animal? Now let's talk about trees and plants themselves. Plants are designed to do something we cannot. They have chlorophyll. They directly capture photons. They can turn light into sugar. We, as humans, do not have chlorophyll. We cannot do classic photosynthesis. Or can we have dormant inner processes that can mimic this behavior and the body requires time to just get there? That's a question. But when we bring in quantum biology and spirituality and intention and placebo and belief, we can get a different, more symbolic picture. So many traditions talk about a subtle energy, prana, chi, life force, organ, mana. It has many, many different names, doesn't it? Different cultures, same idea. A kind of non-material energy that nourishes life and depends on the vibration or emotional state of the individual. In that view, the tree is not just absorbing sunlight, it is participating in a field of life force. And human beings are also receiving energy from many, many different sources. For example, things like breath, sunlight, nature, emotions, and consciousness itself. Most of us have had moments where a walk in nature suddenly gives us more energy. Breathing deeply for 10 minutes makes us feel awake. A powerful emotional experience leaves us feeling full and alive. So instead of saying we are plants, I prefer to say we are antennas. We take in food, yes, but we also eat light, experience, connection, and meaning. So this begs the question, how much can I really reduce my caloric intake? And their answer is, it depends. On you, on your path, on your awakened state, on you taking life as it is and not telling yourself too many stories, getting stuck in the monkey mind. A toxic lifestyle can crush your energy levels. Even if you are eating enough calories, it will crush you. A conscious lifestyle can boost your energy, even if you are eating a bit less. This is already accepted. How you live and think changes how efficiently your inner light engines actually work. So instead of turning breatharianism into I won't eat anymore, we can ask a softer, wiser question. How can I become less ruled by constant cravings and fear and more connected to the deeper sources of energy that are already inside and around me? Concretely, that may actually look like breathing more consciously every day, not just automatic breathing, but intentional, slow, aware breaths. Spending more time outdoors in nature, with natural sunlight in a healthy way, letting the sun regulate our hormones, our mood, our sleep cycle. Moving your body in ways that charge you instead of draining you, like sitting around all day, driving everywhere. Things like yoga, qigong, walking, dancing, movement that feels like it actually generates energy in the body. It actually does. Doing deep emotional work, letting go of stress, letting go of guilt, old stories that constantly leak your energy. Meditating, feeling your body from the inside, connecting to something that is larger than yourself. Prana. All of these can dramatically change your experience of energy without needing to go into extreme, dangerous experiments with food. Science does not yet support the full idea that humans can safely live with no nutrients at all. But your experience of energy is absolutely not limited. It's not limited to calories alone. So you might need significantly less than what you believe you actually need. You can learn to live in a way that is lighter, freer, and more connected to subtle energies, while still deeply respecting your beautiful human body in your beautiful human journey. If this topic speaks to you, if you are curious about breath, light, fasting, consciousness, or breatharianism, I invite you to subscribe, to like this video if it opened up something to you, and to share your experience in the comments. Namaste, my friends. I invite you to view my channel and to view my website, raymaor.com.